Have you ever felt completely alone while standing next to the person you love? It is not the silence that hurts. It is the moment you sense their inner gate has quietly locked. Words still arrive as calendar invites and status updates. You are present, yet no longer invited inside. We assume distance starts with big fights. Often, it begins with functional conversations that are efficient, politer, and emotionally empty. In Stoic terms, you are a guest in another person's inner garden, never its owner. When the invitation is withdrawn, pressing harder only tightens the lock. Your task is not to plead at the gate. Notice the pattern. Protect your dignity and choose the next right action. Act with clarity and calm. Audit the language from color to gray. Start with what is observable. Do not guess at motives. Listen to the words as they arrive across a week. Early in a marriage, the messages had color. A lunch photo. A line from a book. A quick "you would love this street." 7 years in, the phone lights up with pickup milk. Call plumber. 9 p.m. Zoom. The weekend debrief sounds like a status meeting in a quiet kitchen. Who did drop off? What time is the flight? Which bill is late? Eye contact is short. The tone is courteous and thin. Apply the Stoic rule. Attend to appearances as they are, not as you wish them to be. Language is a dashboard. If the lights are all logistics, the engine is not running warm. Capture it instead of arguing with it. Run Open Gate Protocol. Step 1. Baseline diary. For 1 week, log 10 random exchanges in and out. Do not cherry pick. Record the exact line and the context. Tag each message as emotional labeled E, mixed labeled M, or functional labeled F. Emotional sounds like "I felt off in that meeting," or "I miss how we used to walk after dinner." Mixed blends a task with a glimpse inside. Functional is pure tasking with no inner weather. At the end of the week, tally the tags across contexts. Text, call, in person, email. Compute the ratio. If functional is more than 60% and emotional is less than 20%, the gate is closing. You are not diagnosing a person. You are reading a pattern. Measure depth, not volume. Frequent contact can mask zero access. Think of 2 people in different cities. The chat thread is always active. The content is flights, deadlines, deliveries. At night, one sends gate B at 6. The other replies, laptop charger packed. No one says, "I am anxious about tomorrow." The line sounds busy while the interior stays dark. Use a Stoic lens. We value things by their use, not their noise. If messages do not carry inner weather, they are not connection. They are logistics. That is not wrong. It is just not intimacy. Measure it instead of arguing about it. Run Open Gate Protocol. Step 2. Depth Index. For any 15-minute talk, count inner state disclosures and external updates. An inner state disclosure sounds like "I felt small in that meeting," or "I hope this move finally gives me space." An external update sounds like "taxi at 7," or "deck is in their inbox." DI equals disclosures divided by total turns. Set a small lab. 3 calls this week. Choose 1 commute, walk 1 lunch break, and 1 evening check-in. Keep the setting consistent and the phone camera off to reduce performance energy. Write down the turns with simple tallies. D for disclosures. U for updates. Now, verify. Average the 3 DI scores. If the number sits under point 2, you are in functional drift. Do not shame anyone for it. Name it. For the next call, lead with one clear disclosure and a simple question. I felt alone after the party. How did it land for you? If the DI still stays low, you have data, not drama. The corridor test. Look where people show themselves without scripts. The hallway. The driveway. The kitchen island between appointments. After a hard year, 2 co-parents coordinate calendars with precision in a tidy kitchen. The fridge whiteboard is full. Eye contact dissolves fast. Laughter is rare. A phone buzzes and no one objects. The talk runs like a flight plan. Wheels up at 8. Drop off at 7:30. You take Tuesday pickup. No one asks how the day landed. Adopt the Stoic stance. What is essential is visible if you stop editing reality. Do not narrate intentions. Observe bids. In brief transitions, note whether they offer even a small opening into their inner world. A look that lingers. A real "how are you?" A hand on your shoulder that stays a second longer than required. Run open gate protocol. Step 3. Corridor moments. Choose 3 daily passes where time is short. Car to door. Hallway pass. Post-meeting, walk back to desks. In each pass, ask yourself one quiet question. Did they invite a micro-share? If you sense an opening, give one small disclosure without performance. I am shaky after that call. Then stop and notice whether they meet it. Verify with a simple score. Mark each moment as 0 for no bid, 1 for a token, and 2 for genuine. At weekend, add and divide by the number of moments. If the average sits at or below 0.5, the corridor is closed. Do not chase. Accept the reading and plan your next deliberate step. Requests versus invitations. Tasks keep a household moving, but they do not open a heart. Picture a startup founder and a teacher in a small apartment. The founder pings from a laptop at the kitchen counter. Need your help with slides. Can you fix the calendar? Please send the forms. The teacher responds fast and accurate. The evening ends with checkboxes cleared and no sense of being seen. Apply the Stoic reminder. Do not confuse ends with means. Roles are not souls. A request aims at output. An invitation asks for presence. When you pair them, you signal that the person matters more than the task. Run the reframe prompt. For each request, add one line that invites perspective or inner state. Say, I would love your view on the opening slide because you notice what I miss. Follow a scheduling ask with, I want to check your bandwidth before I add more. Swap. Can you proof this for? What do you think the audience needs to hear here? Keep the language plain and concrete. No performance. No pressure. Make a small trial. Over the next 5 requests you make at home or by text, add the invitation line. Write down the exact words you used and the time sent. Within 48 hours, note whether you received any response that shares a feeling, a fear, a hope, or a belief. This is the inner state response. If one or more invitations draw a real answer, you are rebuilding access. If none, do you have a clean read on where the gate stands today? Safe withdrawal versus contempt. Not every closed gate is rejection. Sometimes it is triage. Picture a partner who recently lost a parent. Conversations shrink to essentials. The dishes get done. The emails go out. The voice is flat by dinner. When you share a small win, the reply is, "Good job," and the gaze slides back to the screen. There is no sting. There is no sneer. Only limited fuel. Judge less and discern more. The Stoic move is to categorize causes before you act. Read the load on their system instead of writing a story about your worth. Run the bandwidth map. List the major stressors for your partner and rate each from 0 to 10. Grief, work spikes, health, family demands, money strain. Add them, and also note any single item that dominates their days. If the combined picture feels heavy, and any one pillar lands at greater than or equal to 7, label the moment safe withdrawal. Your strategy changes. Switch from pursuit to compassionate spaciousness. Shorten asks. Offer practical help. Remove non-essential decisions. Verify with a weekly 5-question pulse. Ask yourself about their sleep, appetite, workload, social energy, and sadness. Use simple tags such as up, down, or flat compared to last week. If 2 or more areas are declining, maintain space and keep the household steady. If the readings are flat or improving, yet emotional access remains absent for 6 or more weeks, step back and reassess the pattern. Lack of contempt means there is no attack to fight. Lack of warmth over time still needs a decision. The dignity boundary. There is a point where persistence becomes self-erosion. You text across a month, and most messages are left on read unless there is a task attached. When you share a fear, it returns as a neat bullet list of fixes. Thank you for flagging. 3 suggestions. New calendar slot. New habit. New app. You do not feel met. You feel managed. Return to what is in your control. Your character. Your actions. Your boundary. Decide in advance when you will stop knocking and how you will measure that call. Run the 2-bid rule. Over a 14-day window, make 2 clean bids for inner connection. Keep them short and unmistakable. Try this line. Can we set 20 minutes this week to name what each of us is afraid of right now? Then a second line a few days later. I want to understand how this season feels on your side. Can we talk about it tonight? Do not stack context or argue your case. Send the bid. Wait. If both bids are deflected or converted to logistics, switch to quiet exit prep. No threats. No countdowns. Only a shift in your plan from pursuit to preparation. This choice protects your dignity and reduces circular conversations that drain both people. Verify your process with data. Write down each bid verbatim, along with date and time. Note the exact response with the first reply words. Yes. No. Later. Already handled. Or silence after 24 hours. Do not add story or motive. At the end of 2 weeks, read the page. If there is no genuine engagement, you have your answer. Protect your character and act accordingly. Quiet exit prep QEP. You tried invitations. You created more space. You named needs without blame. The gate is still closed. This is the moment to prepare a withdrawal that protects both people. The aim is not to wound or to win. The aim is to leave clean. Hold the Stoic line. Leave the other mind to itself and keep your own just. You cannot force access. You can choose the manner of your exit. Preparation reduces drama and prevents last-minute bargaining with your values. Start with a statement of truth. Write one short paragraph that names the pattern without accusation. Use concrete observations and simple verbs. Say, I notice our talks have become functional and my bids for closeness have not landed. I care about us and I need a relationship where inner life is shared. Close with a calm path forward. Set a boundary window of 7 to 14 days. Offer a clear time to meet for a final conversation or to part. The window is an invitation, not a trap. During this period, do not litigate history by text. Keep replies brief and practical. Build a logistics plan before you talk. Outline housing, steps, finances, and any shared assets. Draft who moves what by which date. List passwords, accounts, and calendar obligations. Quiet planning prevents noise later and signals respect. Verify with a dignity scorecard. Rate 0 to 10 after drafting and again after the conversation. Did I speak plainly? Did I avoid accusation? Did I keep self-respect? If your score rises after the talk, you exited well. If it drops, review where you negotiated with your boundary and correct course fast. Walk away without drama. Choose a quiet Sunday afternoon. Sit at the table with phones face down. Begin with appreciation for what was real. Say thank you for the years of dinners and road trips and the way we handled hard months. Then describe the pattern in plain language. Our talks have become functional. My bids for closeness have not landed. I need a relationship where inner life is shared. Pause. Let the words stand. If you are pulled into debate about interpretations, return to the facts. I am not arguing history. I am stating what I can and cannot live with. Hold the Stoic posture. Do what is right and let others interpret. Keep your voice low. Keep your sentences short. No blame. No courtroom tone. If they offer a last-minute plan that ignores the pattern, decline with respect. I want both of us to have a life that fits. This one no longer does. Activate the one-door policy. After you both acknowledge the decision, do not run post-breakup autopsies or circular messages. Send one final note within 24 hours that sets boundaries and wishes them well. Include simple logistics and a clear channel for essential items only. Then, stop initiating contact. Remove shared digital loops that pull you back into commentary. Verify with a peace log for 30 days. Track sleep quality, rumination, minutes per day, work, focus, and social engagement in a small notebook. Score each item daily from 0 to 10. At the end of the month, compare to week 1. If the average has improved by at least 20%, the exit aligned with your values. Myth. More communication always saves love. Reality. If the talk is all logistics, more words can speed the drift. Picture a house losing heat. Turning up a fan only moves cold air faster. Stoicism does not require silence. It asks for alignment with what is. When someone stops bringing you into their thoughts, doubling reminders, plans, and check-ins builds an administrative layer, not intimacy. What works is simple. First, measure depth, not volume. Second, offer clean invitations that ask for perspective or inner state. Third, honor your boundary if depth does not return. Communication is the vehicle. Intimacy is the destination. When the vehicle keeps circling the parking lot, choose a different route or park and walk away. Example: In a kitchen lit by a single pendant. One partner says, "Let us keep things efficient this week." Their eyes drop to the sink. That was the quiet lock. Later. A clear boundary replaces argument. I will not chase closeness through tasks. Within 48 hours. Sleep improves and the phone stays on. Do not disturb less. Advice to a past self. Ask twice with calm clarity. If warmth does not return, protect dignity and plan the exit. The Inner Garden Audit runs for 7 days. On days 1 and 2, keep a baseline diary and tag each exchange as E, M, or F. On day 3, calculate a depth index for one call and note the result. On day 4, make 2 invitations, one spoken and one written. On day 5, map bandwidth together if welcomed or solo if not. On day 6, watch 3 corridor moments and record the bids. On day 7, choose a path, either nurture space with supportive distance or begin quiet exit prep. For tracking, use a 1-page gate score with 2 lines scored from 0 to 10, openness and dignity. If openness is 3 or lower and dignity is 6 or lower after day 7, initiate QEP. You are not entitled to anyone's inner garden, and no one is entitled to yours. When the gate closes, a Stoic observes, makes 1 or 2 clean invitations, then chooses dignity. If this helped, share it with someone stuck at a locked door. Subscribe for practical Stoic systems. Your peace is not negotiable.